They killed them. They were killers. The two of them, standing behind the old baseball diamond, smoking cigarettes and drinking warm beer stolen from their stepfather's fridge. They shared a plastic bat between them, taking turns to swing at fireflies dancing around. When they'd hit, the incandescent bugs would explode, and whatever science let them glow allowed them to keep glowing, smearing on the plastic in streaks of nightlight, or falling to the grass like shooting stars. Swish, thunk. The sound of the bat. Swish, thunk. Another comet streaking through their little atmosphere. They were older, the two of them, built like giants of eons past. Even with the dainty plastic bat, they swung it with the heft of a lead pipe. Swish, thunk. It was their unspoken ritual to hold the killing until the sun went down. They'd stand by the dugout with me, they'd crush their cans, litter the field, and choke up on the bat. Swish, thunk. They cheered, and the bugs never cared. They would never run or hide, never fly fast to dodge, only float through space, waiting their turn to die. Jared, the eldest, held out a pack of Newports, long, and I shook my head. The other offered me a beer and I refused. I didn't want to tell them that my mom would be mad if she found out, but I did. They offered me the bat. "Well, you have to take one," they said, lips straight, shoulders back. Beer, bat, or smoke. So I took the bat. The plastic felt heavier than the aluminum in my bag, slung over my shoulder. It was yellow and stained with orange and green. Chris, the youngest of the two, took my bat bag from my shoulder and emptied the contents in the infield dirt. My gum, my bat, my balls, all fell out and rolled away. It was not my stuff anymore. He picked up the bat and gripped it, hands creaking and cracking, and then he swung it and I felt the wind of it against my face. A lightning bug exploded and he chuckled. Didn't see the bugger, killing without even wanting to. "You ever hit anything with this bat?" "I hit a home run once." "No," he said. "Something living. A bug. A bird. Your neighbor's cat." I shook my head. "What about the ground? You ever slam this hunk of shit on the ground? You know it's living too, right? The grass, the dirt, all the worms that crawl through that shit and eat dead bodies. You ever get mad and just hit the ground?" I stared down, the plastic bat on my shoulder, and saw an earthworm crawl onto my cleat. "What about this tree? You won't kill it. It's just a bat." The tree was a big, old oak, like my grandpa, I thought. He hit it, his face alight with color and his knuckles stretched white. His entire body went with the swing, just like my coach had always said. Bend the knees, turn at the hips, and follow through. Each thwack of the bat was like a foul ball because he kept swinging and swinging. The bark chipped off in big flakes, revealing a soggy underbelly. An entire colony of termites smashed like wet meat. An ant farm demolished like flesh. The wind moaned through the limbs and leaves, and I could not stop thinking about my grandpa. But he was right. He didn't kill it. It was just a bat, not an axe. But afterward, as he tossed the bat to the ground and we started the walk back to their house, the moonlight at our back, I thought about the wreckage left behind and how the bruise in the tree wouldn't heal, just scar. And I realized there were worse things than death. Jared's room was dark, lit only by the muzzle flash of the submachine gun in Resident Evil 4. We all sat on his waterbed, bare arms touching, trying to keep quiet so his stepdad wouldn't hear us from the living room. I was 13. "Got a new game," Jared said. "Shadow of the Colossus, the game we'd all been waiting to play." Wander crosses the bridge into the Forgotten Lands, and I can feel it embedding into me. My foundation's still wet and malleable and beginning to take shape as the temple impresses itself into my body. The intensely bloomed sun burning me. The horse and the girl becoming integral to my entirety. For the next 19 years, I'd return to the Forgotten Lands. I would live in it for more years than I'd live in any other one place. And even now, as I'm a year into my transition, I can feel the dust of it caked on my hands, rubbing off on my lived experiences and favorite art, like blood. The amalgamation of voices tells us what we must do, and we follow the piercing light across the field and into the tight cul-de-sac of a canyon. We scale the ruins and lose control. We see it, the first colossus. Valus's mighty hooves crack the earth with each step as he meanders through this small rocky cage. We kill him, mercilessly, with malice. We asked no questions, had no second thoughts, felt no trepidation. We climb his mass, leaping from stone armor to fur, and plunge our sword into his head. As his body collapses, we fall in love with the beauty of its violence, the scale of its destruction. The choir laments as black tendrils crawl from the corpse of the colossus. We jeer as our body is impaled by them, embedding into us, into me, and I can't help but think it's real, that this darkness is stabbing into me, digging a burr into my chest, turning it black. I say nothing, afraid to make a noise. Sometime after midnight, the Doritos empty and the rest of the house silent. I shoot Koromori's leg and it plummets, smashing into the ground. I plunge from 3 stories up and drive a blade deep into its abdomen. We kill them. We kill them all 16 of them. The blackness engulfs us for the last time and we are enthralled by our new monstrous form. We smash everything. The robed figures flee, firing arrows at us from a distance. We are gripping each other, trying to remain quiet in the small room. But the beast is hard to control. We keep getting shot, and eventually we go down. I realize then that I'm cold on the bed. The only warmth is where our shoulders touch. I'm wedged between these older boys, and we are leaned in, pulled into the glow of the CRT. The robed figures flee across the bridge and collapse it, trapping us there, forever. If it's even possible to continue to exist in these lands, the robed figure says, one day, perhaps you will make atonement for what you've done. And I think about the tree. I feel the thunk of the bat. The girl awakens. She finds a baby and climbs the temple. At the top of the temple is a secret garden. A deer, flowing water, birds, life. The end. We go out to the backyard so they can smoke and talk about the colossi in more than hushed whispers. The fireflies dance around us, and all I can think about is the girl trapped at the top of the temple. Forever. We continue into the night. We want to climb the temple, so we kill them again and again. Time and time again we become monstrous, watch ourselves die, watch the bridge collapse, become trapped. I don't know how long we've been there or how many times we've slept or if this time is stretched throughout my entire life. Each playthrough existing then and now and there and everywhere, a series of connected dots in a timeline squished flat, spatial memory made manifest. Either way, I'm sweating as I return to Valus again, but in my haste I forget he's already been killed this playthrough. I climb through the stuttering pixels, cross the field through a twisting canyon, over the barricades. When I reach his domain, the game remembers me. Valus is nothing but a pile of earth. Bits of stone poking out, roots taking hold in his hip and chest, eyes nothing but hollowed out sockets, his corpse a rotting landmark, a melancholic mausoleum. My chest itches as the burr scrapes against my ribs. I think about the tree. Swish, thunk. I know that if I crawled into Valus, there would be a colony of termites, an entire host of ants, a layer of flesh. Swish, thunk. I think about my grandpa, his old body hanging onto the edge of his pickup truck, crying as he knows he's going away. He can't look at me. I want to hug him, but it hurts too much. Swish, thunk. I'm rubbing my eyes because it's so dark and I'm so tired and I feel so small. Swish, thunk. The corpse of the colossus begs me to crawl in, to do it again, plunge the sword into his head. I killed them. I'm a killer. I do it again and again as the dark of the room swallows me. I watch them fall, watch them decay. I do it until I'm able to climb the temple, up and up and up, so high up. The image of the girl trapped up top is the only thing keeping me going. The life, the dough, the water, the end. The bridge is not collapsed. I can take her and we can run away. We can escape before we become trapped. But when I cross the bridge, the game refuses. The game remembers what I've done, and it will not let me leave the Forgotten Lands. I climb the remainder of the temple to find her up in the secret garden, but she is not there. It's only me, and I'm surrounded by fireflies. Hello, I hope you enjoyed the video. My name is Snow, and I'm doing this little post video thing to tell you that I have a book coming out soon. So if you like this video, if you like my writing, you might like it. It's full of short fiction and some poetry and some other interesting things. It's going to be on Kickstarter. We're asking for a pretty small goal for a small print run. And I don't normally do these sorts of things, but my channel, the the videos that have gotten a lot of views are not monetized for various reasons. So I don't really make money from YouTube. It's just sort of like a thing I like to do because I like to write. So yeah, if you want to support me as like a writer, as an artist, whatever, go follow the Kickstarter so you can be notified when it goes live, and I hope to see you then. Okay,